It's a windy day here in the UK. However you are very welcome to join me. Here we go again as I choke on a Tic Tac. It's English Addict live on a Sunday, and yes, you are more than welcome to join in. We are live from the birthplace of the English language. Soon I will have to say goodbye. Soon I will have to wave to you as you disappear into the distance. Oh, hi everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Are you happy? I really hope so. First of all, can I put my reading glasses on? Please, can I put my reading glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, because at the moment I can't see properly. I am sorry about that. It's my age. That's better. I can see you now. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Now I can see you clearly. Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Are you happy? I really hope you are happy today, because I don't know why I'm happy, but I am happy. I feel quite happy today. I don't feel sad. I don't feel down. I don't feel miserable. I feel quite happy and excited. Do you know why? Well, it isn't Monday, fortunately. It's still the weekend. Yes, it's Sunday. Quite a lot to do today. We have so many things to do. Yes, I'm not joking. We have lots of things. A packed show. It is packed full of all sorts of things. Today, lots of things to talk about. Expressing shock and surprise. How do we express the feeling, the emotion of being shocked and surprised in the English language? There are many ways of doing it, and I am going to show you all of those a little bit later on. Also, I suppose I should mention something quite serious. Coronavirus, or COVID-19, as many people are now describing it, is spreading around the world. Are you afraid of the coronavirus? Are you worried about it where you are? Now, I know the latest news mentions that it is now in South Korea, quite seriously now in South Korea. Yesterday, I was in the chemist. I went to the chemist yesterday, or pharmacy. So you can call the chemist or pharmacy the place where you get your medicine and drugs from. And yesterday I decided to buy some of this. Can you see it? This is something that you use for sanitizing your hands. You will see it quite often in hospitals. If you come to the UK and you visit a hospital, you will see lots of machines that dispense or give out this particular substance. It is called hand sanitizer. And as its name suggests, it sanitizes your hands. It kills all of the bugs and all of the germs on your hands. Well, most of them anyway. So none of these will actually get rid of all the viruses and bacteria. However, I think they get rid of 99.9% of all of the germs and bacteria. So that is something worth mentioning, I suppose, today, because it is in the news quite a lot. So do you use this hand sanitizer? So if you sanitize something, it means you make it completely clean. It is clean, it is free of germs and bacteria. In other words, you don't have to worry about catching something from other people or other things. So maybe if you come into contact with other people, maybe you are in a place where there are lots of people, maybe before and also after, you will put some of this on your hands to make sure there are no germs or viruses, because of course the coronavirus, as its name suggests, is a virus. So this is something I bought yesterday. And the strange thing is, this particular product has a very interesting smell. It smells like bubble gum. It really does. It has a sweet, almost aromatic scent. So this particular hand sanitizer is actually, it has the fragrance of bubble gum. Very unusual. I don't know why. So as I mentioned at the very start of today's lesson, this is my passport, my actual British passport, and this allows me to travel around, well, it allows me to travel to many places around the world, but it gives me the freedom to move around Europe. However, from next month, this passport will be saying goodbye, unfortunately. We will be saying goodbye to our red European passport, and the blue British passport will be taking its place. Would you like to see the new passport? Okay, I will show you a picture. So here you can see a picture of the current passport. So on the left is the current passport, the one I have, and on the right you can see the blue passport. So that particular passport is the new passport, and that will be issued to anyone who has a new passport from next month. So from March 2020, the blue passport, which is the British passport, will be taking over from the red passport, which is the European passport. So I guess you can say that the effects of Brexit are now officially being felt. Oh dear. So that is happening. Do you have a passport? What about travelling from your country? Is it easy to travel around the world from where you live? Is it easy for you to hop on a plane and travel to other countries? Now, a lot of people believe, sometimes correctly and sometimes incorrectly, they believe that the British passport allows you to travel anywhere without a visa. However, that is not true. So even though I hold a British passport or a European passport, it doesn't allow me to travel to any country in the world. There are still many countries where I have to have a visa before I can get into the country. For example, China is a good example. So if you want to go to China, you have to apply. You have to go to the Chinese embassy and apply for a visa to get into China. And I suppose, another one is Turkey as well. You need a visa to get into Turkey. However, there is a little arrangement that I discovered when I went to Turkey. I discovered that you can actually buy a visa there at the airport. They will sell one to you, which is very unusual, to be honest. So normally you have to get your visa before you go to another country. So you don't just need your passport, you also need a visa as well, a visa to get into the country. And there are many countries around the world that have visas. Hello to the live chat. I haven't mentioned the live chat yet. Hello to you. I have to apologise. I have a big apology to make. From the bottom of my heart, can I say sorry? very sorry to Palmyra. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, because I don't have any clue why this happened. But something very terrible happened, and it involves one of my lovely viewers. Palmyra, are you there on the live chat today? I hope so. Can I just apologise for accidentally blocking Palmyra? Don't ask me how. I have a feeling it must be Mr. Steve's fault. Yes. If in doubt, blame Mr. Steve. I think so. So I'm very sorry. I apologise, Palmyra. I hope you are there today on the live chat. I will check in the moment to make sure you are there. So I'm very sorry, Palmyra, for blocking you. I didn't mean to. It wasn't my fault. I have a feeling it was Mr. Steve with his big fingers, because Mr. Steve quite often will use his fingers on my mobile phone during the live stream, and quite often his big fingers will push too many buttons. So I have a feeling it might be Mr. Steve's fault. So once again, apologies to Palmyra for being blocked from my YouTube channel and also my live stream. I'm very sorry about that. I have something to cheer you up. Would you like to see something nice? To take away the pain of being blocked from my channel. Oh, here we go. Oh, here's something nice. Oh, in my garden. Now, this is something that I filmed a few moments ago in my garden. And you can see there are some daffodils growing in the garden. Yes, I'm so excited. One of the many reasons why I'm happy today is because the actual daffodils are in the garden, growing. Spring is officially on the way. However, it is quite windy outside, and you can see that some of my daffodils are being blown around quite a lot because we have a lot of storms, a lot of strong wind. You can also see in that video clip, you can see there is a lot of water in my garden. So many areas around where I live are actually underwater. It's true, I'm not joking. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I am so happy because spring is in the air. Yes, it is just around the corner. Even though I do feel a little bit sad because I have to say goodbye to my red passport next month. The blue Brexit passport will be issued from March, which is next month, just around the corner, in fact. Hello to the live chat. Okay, I haven't forgotten you. Hello to Luis. Luis Mendez is first on the live chat. Nice to see you here today. Congratulations, Luis. You are first. Isn't that lovely? Congratulations to Luis Mendez. You are first on today's live chat. Well done. And a big bonjour to you. Chris is second. Hello, Chris. Also RHS. I would love to know what that stands for. What does it mean? Also Grace Chin. Hello, Grace. It seems like I haven't seen you for a long time on the live chat. Is that true? Have you been busy doing something else? Hello also, Yuen Duong, watching in Vietnam. And also, yes, Palmyra is back. Did you hear my apology? Did you see it? Did you hear it? I'm very sorry for blocking you. I'm pretty sure it is Mr. Steve's fault. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blame Mr. Steve. It's his fault, okay? Shall we all agree on that? So Palmyra is back. Thank goodness. It is nice to see you back here. That was really close. I really did think that I had done something terrible. But I think it was Mr. Steve, in fact. Belarusia is here. Good news, Belarusia. Guess what? My toothache has magically disappeared. I had toothache last week, and I did ask for advice on Friday. However, it's gone. I don't know how or why, but my toothache has completely disappeared. So maybe it was Belarusia's advice. Maybe Belarusia has some sort of psychic power. Maybe Belarusia can heal people's teeth just by thinking about them. I like it. What a superpower that would be. Rabbi says hi. Also, Hiroko. Hello to Hiroko. Nice to see you here as well. Tomek. Hello, Tomek. It seems like a long time since I saw you as well on the live chat. Where have you been? Beatrice. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Happy Sunday from Argentina. It is sunny in Argentina. It isn't too bad in here. However, outside it is quite windy. It is windy but sunny outside. And there you can see a little bird. Oh, he's gone now. A little bird flying around. So there is the view right now out of my window. It isn't looking too bad today. The weather is nice, windy, but very cold. It is freezing outside. I don't know why, but it is very cold. By the way, you can catch my live streams on Sunday, Wednesday, and also Friday from 2 p.m. UK time. That is when you can catch me live. Yes, I am live 3 times a week. I might be the busiest YouTube English teacher in the world. I might be. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Hello also to Silvana. Hello, Silvana. Nice to see you here on the live stream. We are talking about words and expressions connected with shock and surprise. When was the last time you received a shock or a surprise? Have you ever been surprised or shocked by something you've heard or seen? Has something shocked you in the past? Hello, Ravir. Nice to see you here today. Hello, Anna, and also Quaili or Quili. Nice to see you as well. Xin chào, xin chào, which is hello in Vietnamese. Xin chào to you as well. Hello, Ong. Also, Irene. Wow, so many people already. Thank you very much for joining me today. I am overwhelmed. I am shocked to see so many people here already. Thank you very much for joining me on the live stream. Hello also, Christina. Hello, everybody. And of course, Mr. Duncan. I am worried about the Italian situation because we have many cases of coronavirus in schools. Oh, sorry. No, schools are closed in Milan. So yes, the coronavirus is spreading around, and it would appear that lots of places are getting or reporting cases. So if you have a case of something, it means an occurrence of an event or situation. So maybe you have a case of coronavirus. It means you have it or it is occurring somewhere. So you might say that there are cases of coronavirus, which means it is happening. And I bought this yesterday. So this is hand sanitizer. You use it to sanitize your hands after you've been in contact with other people or in public places. So this is something I'm carrying around with me. I'm not sure if it's relating to the coronavirus, or maybe I just decided to buy it yesterday for no reason. So I'm not really too concerned, to be honest. I'm not too concerned at the moment. We will see what happens next. Thank you, Christina, for your concern about the situation where you are. Eric. Hello, Eric Pang. Nice to see you here as well. JC Geordie. It is my pleasure to see and hear you in this lively Carnival Sunday all around Brazil. Oh, I see. You are having big celebrations in Brazil at the moment. I must be honest with you. Can I just say something here? I love to see celebrations. I like to see people dancing and enjoying themselves, especially in large groups, which might go against the thing that I just mentioned about coronavirus, because in many countries they are saying that large crowds should not gather together. However, I love seeing festivals and celebrations, and I know in Brazil there are many celebrations that take place. However, I was watching Al Jazeera last night. I do like to watch different TV channels, and I was watching Al Jazeera, and they had some lovely footage, some video footage that showed an Arabic celebration. So a lot of people were dancing around and doing very interesting dances. And I was absolutely mesmerized by it. I don't know why, but I loved it. And I thought, I wish I could watch that all the time. So there were there were men dressed in their traditional Arabic clothing, and they were doing these very interesting dances. And I was quite mesmerized by it. I thought it looked quite lovely and charming. So, yes, something I saw on television last night. So I love celebrations, whatever they are. If you are celebrating something today, let me know, okay? And then I can get even more excited. In a few moments, we have Mr. Steve here, but he isn't here, if that makes sense. So in a few moments, we do have Mr. Steve in the studio. However, he isn't here. All will be revealed in a few moments. At 3 o'clock, by the way, we are going to have a coffee break. So prepare something, get ready. You can go into your kitchen. Maybe you can watch me on your mobile device in your kitchen, because at 3 o'clock I am going into the kitchen and I'm going to make a cup of coffee. There it is. There is the kitchen waiting for me. So that is the view in the kitchen, and we will be going in there at 3 o'clock to make a lovely, refreshing cup of tea. How about that? Does that sound like a good idea? There is so much to do today. So much. Hello, Marwa. Hello, Marwa. Nice to see you here today. Hand gels protect against bacteria. And yes, they contain alcohol. So alcohol is very good at sterilizing and killing germs and viruses. So yes, these types of hand sanitizer contain a lot of alcohol, including this one. So I think the reason why this smells like bubble gum, I think it is to hide the smell of the alcohol. So yes, it's actually quite nice. It smells like bubble gum. Very nice. Hello also to Palmyra. Yes, I am obsessed with this chat. Well, it's so nice to see you back here. And once again, I'm ever so sorry for blocking you. Ever so sorry. Irene is here. Also, we have Muhammad Ali. Hello, Muhammad Atif Ali. I like your name. Hello also to Sassy. Hello, Sassy. Mr. Duncan, when are you going again live in the evening? Now, at the moment, I won't be doing live streams at night because there are many things going on in my life away from YouTube. So that's all I'm saying. But one or two people have asked if I can do my live stream late at night. However, sometimes it isn't possible. So I apologise for that for now. Bluebird. Hello, Bluesbird. I haven't seen you for a long time. Apparently there was supposed to be a big festival in Venice, and apparently it has been cancelled because of coronavirus. So it would appear that in many countries the coronavirus is affecting lots of celebrations and also gatherings as well. So some very worrying news coming from South Korea yesterday. So there are some cases of coronavirus now in South Korea. Hello, I like your kitchen. Your house is very cozy. Something is cozy. If something can be described as cozy, it means it is comfortable. It is a place where you feel welcome and a place that makes you feel relaxed. So a cozy atmosphere means comfortable. So cozy, comfortable, welcoming, something that makes you feel relaxed. Maybe you sit in a lovely chair in a room that has an open coal fire and the flames are flickering in front of you and everything is lovely and cozy. So I like that word, yes, cozy. Belarusia says some germs are good for your health. That is true. Yogurt, for example. There are certain types of yogurt that you can take to help your stomach. So yes, there are good germs and bad germs. That is true. I agree with you. Ciao, Mr. Duncan. I hope nobody has caught the coronavirus. I tried to catch it, but it's so small I can't see it, says Saturino. Oh, I see what you mean. So you were trying to catch it, actually, like that. So sometimes we can use the word catch to mean capture. So if you catch something, it can mean capture. So maybe you catch a ball in your hand. So you can catch something by grabbing it or holding it. So you can catch something also by having it transmitted to you, such as a virus or a cold or fever. So things can be caught. You can catch something with your hand or catch something that infects your body. I like that. Hello also to Najim. Hello Najim, nice to see you here watching in Turkey. I mentioned Turkey earlier. Now I've been to Turkey twice. A lovely country. I love the Turkish tea and also the Turkish coffee. I like it very much. Ame Hiroko, I can see the broadcast of your channel for the first time. Hello Ame Hokori. Hello to you and welcome. If it is your first time, please let me know and I will give you a special round of applause. So Ong Trum is here as well. Yes, oh I see. So maybe the word catch can mean infected. I think so, yes, you are right. Congratulations to Ame Hokori once again for your first visit to my live chat. Nice to see you. You are very welcome. Hello also to Anna. Hello to Anna. How are you today? How are you? Are you okay? I hope so. So this week, Mr. Steve has been very busy. Now, normally every Sunday, Steve will join us here. However, unfortunately today, Steve is busy. He's doing all sorts of things. He is singing, he is dancing, and I've heard that yesterday he was running around Much Wenlock naked. That's what I've heard anyway. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's fake news. Who knows? So here he is then. It is... I can't believe I'm doing this. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Give a big, warm round of applause to Mr. Steve. Hello! Hello, Mr. Duncan. Now, you don't have to shout, okay? Please, Mr. Steve, don't shout, okay? Please don't shout. I'm sorry, Mr. Steve, but Mr. Duncan, oh, no, my name's Mr. Steve, isn't it? I'm so excited today, Mr. Duncan, because I'm joining you again on the live stream. Hello, viewers. What is happening on the live chat? Is anything happening on the live chat? Well, I don't know, Mr. Steve. Do you want to have a look at the live chat? Well, you know, Mr. Duncan, I always get very excited about the live chat. Mr. Duncan, are we going to talk about cars today? No, we're not. But Mr. Duncan, I love talking about cars. Have you seen the new Renault? The new Renault? Yes, the new Renault. It's a very ugly car. Mr. Steve, you can't say things like that. Stop saying controversial things. You always do this. Every time you come on the live stream, you always say things that annoy people. I'm sorry, Mr. Duncan, I can't help it. I'm just expressing myself. OK, Mr. Steve, we're not going to talk about cars today, unfortunately. But, oh, Mr. Duncan, I want to talk about cars. You know I like them very much, especially big red cars. Oh, OK then. Well, I know you like red cars, Mr. Steve, especially big red cars. Oh, OK. Shall we talk about politics instead? OK, Mr. Duncan. I don't like Brexit. I think Brexit is a terrible idea. I really don't like it. And those politicians are always lying. Mr. Steve, you can't say that. You can't say that. I'm sorry, Mr. Steve. You can't say things like that. You're not allowed to say things like that. See, this is the problem. When you have Mr. Steve on the live stream, he always says things that he shouldn't. So I'm sorry, Mr. Steve. You have to go now. But I want to stay, Mr. Duncan. I like being here. I like being here very much. Can we talk about cars again? No, we can't. You have to go now. OK, bye, Mr. Steve. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. OK, that's that out the way. Whew. Mr. Steve will be back next week. I'm pretty sure that he will be here for real. However, for those who are missing Mr. Steve, for those who are missing Mr. Steve, this is just for you. You see, I did that because I know a lot of people miss Mr. Steve when he's not around. So that's the reason why I did that. Thank you, Mr. Steve. Actually, we might do this every week. We might have this Mr. Steve. Shall we have this Mr. Steve every week? That's what I think. I think we should have this Mr. Steve instead of the real one. That's what I think anyway. What about you? When you travel abroad, do you have to have a visa when you travel to other countries? Maybe if you are coming to the UK, perhaps you have to have a visa. Now, they are changing the rules here in the UK. Because of Brexit and because of our new government, they've decided to make things much more difficult if you are planning to come here to the UK. So they are going to make some rules that you have to follow if you want to come to the UK to study or live or work. And one of them is English. So to come to the UK in the future, if you want to come here to study or visit for a long period of time, or maybe you want to come here to work, you have to have a good level of English. So there will be no conversation about maybe I can stay here and learn English. No, they won't allow you to do that in the future. So many of the rules here in the UK are changing because of Brexit. And one of them is if you want to come to the UK, your level of English must be high or good. So there is another reason, another good reason for tuning in to my English classes. So you must have good level of English. Christina says, I always have a visa when I'm going around the world. So quite often if you travel around, you might need a passport. In fact, you will need a passport. I'm very sure of that. But you will also need a visa if you visit certain countries. One of the hardest places in the world to live in or to get into is Australia. So for many years, it was actually quite easy to get into Australia. The rules were quite relaxed for a period of time. However, they've changed once again, and now it is much more difficult to actually get residency in Australia. And soon here in the UK, it will be very difficult as well. I don't need a visa to travel to another Central American country except Costa Rica. That's interesting, Eric. So you can travel around Central America with your passport without having a visa. Interesting. After Brexit, you also have Megxit. Can I just say that not many people are really bothered about what's happening in the royal family? It would appear that we are bothered, but in fact most people really couldn't care less what is happening, to be honest. I think people have become a little bored and cynical when it comes to things like the royal family and what is happening. So I think a lot of people are sick of hearing about it. They are saying, please, stop talking about these subjects. We don't want to hear about them anymore, including Mr. Steve. What do you think, Mr. Steve? Well, I think it's stupid, really. I don't want to hear about these things. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Mr. Steve. Poor Mr. Steve. Hello, Patchu. Patchu is here. Nice to see you here as well. A lot of people on the live chat. So we have our new passport next month. Unfortunately, it will be coming blue. It will become blue. Would you like to have a look at the new passport again? So there it is. So that will be the new passport. Now, can I just say that many years ago, the UK passport was blue. And that's the reason why we are going back to the blue passport. That's the reason why the passport will be blue again, because a lot of people in the past, a lot of people felt that maybe we should have the blue passport again to remind us of the good old days. That, by the way, is not necessarily my opinion. That isn't necessarily what I think. That's what other people are saying. Okay. Hello to Vin Palm. Hello, Vin Palm Min. Nice to see you here. I think your name is new. Maybe it is your first time on the live chat, in which case, welcome. Welcome to the UK. It's a lovely place to be. Look, there it is. That's the UK right now. That's what it looks like. Is it interesting? I don't know. Hello, Sambu. Sambu Sikoko. Oh, hello to you. How much does a UK passport cost? I think, well, this is a passport that I renewed. So I renewed this passport about a year ago. And this was about, I think it was about £75. Quite expensive. So if you want to get your passport renewed or you want to get a new passport, they are actually quite expensive. So this particular passport that I got 1 year ago was £75. However, the good news is the passport lasts for 10 years. So this particular passport will stay valid. I can use this for 10 years. I'm not sure what the effect of Brexit will be. So whether Brexit means that I can't use this anymore, I'm not sure at the moment. So perhaps I will have to change this to a blue one. We will have to wait and see. Anyway, the new passports are arriving next month in the UK. There will be some new passports. They will be blue in colour. Some people feel very happy about it, whilst others do not. They do not feel happy about it at all. I have been enjoying something over the past few days. I have become completely crazy about a certain character from literature. I think my thumbnail might give you a clue. Have you seen it? The thumbnail that is advertising today's live stream. There is a certain character a well-known character from literature, English literature, who I have become quite enamoured with, quite a fan of. And I will give you a clue. The author of the stories concerning this particular character is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm sure you will know who I'm on about now. I'm sure if you like reading books and stories and mystery novels, you will be very, very sure of who I'm going to mention. Yes, we are talking all about Sherlock Holmes. I have become completely crazy about Sherlock Holmes over the past few weeks. And one of the reasons is because I've rediscovered a TV programme that was on in the 1980s and early 1990s called The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And it's amazing. And I think I might be addicted to watching Sherlock Holmes on TV. So it's really got me in the mood for reading some of the books, because I read the books many years ago when I was at school. So we did actually study the stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, famous for his character Sherlock Holmes. And I'm now actually crazy about it. So over the years, many people have played Sherlock Holmes, including this guy. So this is a man who played Sherlock Holmes in the golden age of cinema. His name was Basil Rathbone, and he was possibly one of the first popular actors to play the part of Sherlock Holmes. However, for me, there is only one guy, there is only one man, as far as I'm concerned, who can play Sherlock Holmes, and he did it so well. Do you want to see him? Here he is now. His name was Jeremy Brett, an amazing British actor, very famous for appearing in other films, but nowadays most people know him as playing the part of Sherlock Holmes in a very popular television show that ran for over 10 years. And on the right, you can see an actor called Edward Hardwicke, who played Sherlock Holmes' assistant, Dr. Watson. So for those who are familiar with Sherlock Holmes, I'm sure you know all there is to know about him. So Sherlock Holmes is fictional. He's not real. However, there are many people who believe that he is real. In fact, you can actually go to his house in Baker Street in London. So there is a place now that is at 22B Baker Street, which of course in the books was Sherlock Holmes' address. That's where he lived in the stories. So I must be honest with you, I am quite enamoured. I am crazy about Sherlock Holmes. I have become reacquainted with the stories. Now, the original stories were published as novels. They were long stories. However, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle realised that his stories were so popular, he started publishing short stories concerning Sherlock Holmes and his investigations in the Strand newspaper. So there was a popular newspaper called The Strand, and inside that paper there were short stories published concerning Sherlock Holmes. So even all that time ago, there were many people who loved Sherlock Holmes. Lots of reaction already. I've only just mentioned Sherlock Holmes, and a lot of people have already mentioned him. Hello to Broken Boy. Hello, Broken Boy. Nice to see you here today. Why are you taping my conversations, Pedro? What do you want? Oh dear, I don't know what that's all about. I don't know. Hello to Marina, who says, I have visited his house in Baker Street. So this is one of those strange things where something from fiction has come into reality. Isn't it strange? So this is not just something that exists on a film set or on a studio set. It's actually in London itself. So if you go to Baker Street in London, if you go along Baker Street, you will actually find 22B, Baker Street, the home of Sherlock Holmes, who doesn't really exist. However, if you can catch some of the TV shows concerning the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, then I suggest you do. Here is another picture. This is Jeremy Brett once again portraying Sherlock Holmes with his trusty assistant, Dr. Watson, with him. So Jeremy Brett is now considered to be the diminutive, the absolute reality of Sherlock Holmes. He is now considered to be the best actor and also the best portrayer of Sherlock Holmes. And I have to agree, I must be honest, I am absolutely mesmerised by his performance. And one of the interesting things about Jeremy Brett is he became so involved, so immersed in the character of Sherlock Holmes that he actually thought he was Sherlock Holmes. He didn't like to break out of the character, especially when he was filming the episodes. So he always thought and behaved like Sherlock Holmes. So he really put himself into the character. He really immersed himself in the role. In fact, some people believe that it caused him a lot of mental stress playing the part of Sherlock Holmes. So, a great actor sadly no longer around. He sadly died in, I think it was 1994, he passed away. And they were about to make a new series of Sherlock Holmes episodes. But unfortunately, he passed away and it never came to pass. Unfortunately, it never came to be. There are some great quotes from Sherlock Holmes. Would you like to see a couple of quotes? Okay, here is one right now. All that is familiar soon becomes commonplace. Now, in the early days of literature, and certainly in the early days of the English language being written, you may have found certain ways of describing events or situations, and the word commonplace is actually very, very negative. It is a very negative word. So in this particular sense, this sentence is saying that familiar things might give you excitement and joy. However, they soon become commonplace, which means they soon become dull and boring. So that is actually a quote from a Sherlock Holmes novel. Here is another one now. I like this one. Now, I think this might be the most famous quote by Sherlock Holmes. I am actually paraphrasing this, so please excuse me. After eliminating all the possibilities, whatever remains, however improbable or absurd, must be the answer. I love this quote. So this is something Sherlock Holmes would often say to Watson when he was investigating a crime. After eliminating all the possibilities, whatever remains, however improbable or absurd, must be the answer. So the word eliminate means to remove. You remove something. So you remove all the possibilities. And whatever is left, whatever remains, however improbable. The word improbable means something that can't happen or can't be done, or something that appears impossible. After eliminating all the possibilities, whatever remains, however improbable or absurd, must be the answer. Another great quote from the great Sherlock Holmes, even though he's not real. I hope you enjoyed that, because I can't remember the last time I became so excited by something that I've seen or read. And it's really taken over my brain, to be honest. So I absolutely love the character. Lena says Vitality Solomon played the part of Dr. Watson. Oh, okay then. Vitality Solomon. I don't know who that is. I must say that I'm not sure who that is. It is an actor, but I'm not sure who it is. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Did you watch a Russian version of Sherlock Holmes played by... Oh, okay then. Andrew is now answering the question that I just asked. Apparently, Vitality Solomon was an actor who played Sherlock Holmes. I did not know that. But now I do. So thanks for telling me, Andrew, and also Lena as well. Christina says the second quote is good. Yes, I love the second quote. One of Sherlock Holmes' most famous quotes, and of course, quite often, he would also say, elementary, dear Watson, elementary. Something that is elementary is something that comes easily, something that you can obtain that comes easily. Maybe you learn something easily. Maybe there is a subject that is very easy to learn. So something that is easily learned is elementary. And that is something that Sherlock Holmes used to say to his assistant, Dr. Watson. My dear Watson, it's elementary. It is easy. It is simple. It is not difficult. It is elementary. Very nice. Najim says, Mr. Duncan, you have motivated me to watch Sherlock Holmes. Over the years, there have been many people who have played or portrayed Sherlock Holmes, including Basil Rathbone. He portrayed Sherlock Holmes many years ago, I think during the 1950s, 40s and 50s. So there are many feature films with Sherlock Holmes played by Basil Rathbone. And later on, there have been many people who have played Sherlock Holmes. I think Sean Connery, I'm sure Sean Connery appeared in a Sherlock Holmes film. But I don't think he played Holmes. I think he played Watson. And then, of course, there is Benedict Cumberbatch, who played Sherlock Holmes in the BBC TV series. Can I be honest with you? Because you know I like to be honest whenever I can. Can I be honest with you and say I did not like Benedict Cumberbatch in the BBC show Sherlock? I didn't like it. I didn't like the modern twist or the modern approach to the stories. So I am a little bit of a traditionalist when it comes to Sherlock Holmes. So that's probably why I like watching the Jeremy Brett version. And there are many episodes, I think some of them are on YouTube. So if you put Jeremy Brett into your search engine on YouTube and maybe put Sherlock Holmes as well next to his name, you will find that there might be some episodes of Sherlock Holmes for you to watch. Nice. Ong Trum, Sherlock Holmes. Yes, that is true. Well done. Oh, thank you, Ong. Ong says Sherlock Holmes was killed off. Yes, it's true. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle got so bored writing Sherlock Holmes stories, he actually stopped. He wanted to stop. So he killed Sherlock Holmes in one of his stories. I think it was called His Last Case or the Final Case. The Final Case. I'm sure it was the last one. And in that particular story, Sherlock Holmes fell to his death at a waterfall. And with him fell his arch enemy. So he did have an enemy in many of his stories. There he is, Professor Moriarty. Oh dear. Professor Moriarty is a baddie. And he would often cause problems for Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. So Professor Moriarty was the villain. He was the bad guy, and he appeared in quite a few Sherlock Holmes stories. However, Arthur Conan Doyle decided to kill Sherlock Holmes. He died with Professor Moriarty. They both fell from a waterfall. They fell in to the water, and it was assumed that they both drowned. However, because of pressure from all of his readers, he actually resurrected Sherlock Holmes. So Sherlock Holmes came back. So Sir Arthur Conan Doyle decided to carry on writing. He wrote more Sherlock Holmes stories. So, yes, very interesting. So, for a while, Sherlock Holmes was dead, but then he came back because he was so popular. Hello, Christina. Did you know Nigel Bruce was performing Watson? Yes, Nigel Bruce was one of those amazing actors who would pop up. He would appear in many films. Quite often, he would play a comedy role. He was very good at being funny. And in the Basil Rathbone films, Nigel Bruce played the part of Dr. Watson. And quite often he would play it in a rather funny way. He would be a little careless or bumbling. So, yes, his portrayal of Watson was quite different. However, in the TV show that I was talking about with Jeremy Brett, the portrayal of Watson is much more serious. Much more serious. Thomas says, Mr. Duncan, it is time for your tea break. You are right, yes. I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty. It is now, well, it's just after 3 o'clock. Shall we go into the kitchen? Would you like to come with me into my kitchen where we can have a little drink? Would you like to? I think that is a brilliant idea. So my kitchen awaits. I will make sure my microphone is working in the kitchen before I disappear. And I will also take my phone as well so I can carry on looking at the live chat. Isn't this amazing? So it's time to have a cup of tea or maybe a cup of coffee, maybe a cold drink if you are feeling thirsty. So now let's go into the kitchen and have a cup of coffee. And you are more than welcome to join me. Let's go. It's coffee time, it's coffee time, it's coffee time. It's time to have some coffee. Oh, hello there. Nice to see you here. Here I am now in my kitchen. And as you can see, I'm looking rather smart. A lot of people comment on my clothing. They say, Mr. Duncan, we like your white shirt and your tie. It really does suit you. Thank you very much for your lovely comments. I do appreciate it. Oh, hello there. Mr. Bruno is here. Mr. Bruno is here right now. Apparently, Mr. Bruno loves the stories surrounding Sherlock Holmes. However, he doesn't like the museum, the Sherlock Holmes Museum. Apparently, he says it is a little bit boring. Wow, okay then. Thank you, Luis Mendez. So we are now in the kitchen. What I'm going to do is make a cup of coffee. So you are welcome to join in as well. We can have a lovely hot or cold beverage. Oh, I like that word. If you have a beverage, it's another way of saying drink. So you can have a hot beverage, or maybe you can have a cold beverage. It means something that is chilled, like a glass of water, or maybe a glass of fruit juice, or something hot, which is what we are going to do right now. So I'm going to put my kettle on, so please excuse me. So I will be doing some things over there. So You can have a drink as well. If you feel like having a lovely, refreshing drink, you can refresh yourself with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Hello to Eric. It is a little dark in there. Is it really? I'm sorry about that. Is that better? Can you see me now? I know that the weather today is very strange because the sun keeps coming out and then suddenly it goes back in. So I hope you can see me now. Can you see me all right? Am I clear? I hope so. Yes, it is slightly dark, for which I apologise. Let me just see if I can make it lighter. Just going to see if I can make this just a little bit lighter. Ah, is that better? Oh, I think that is much better. Is that better? Can you see me better now? Am I clearer? I really, really hope so. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Where is your range hood? I don't have a range hood. I don't have anything covering my stove because my stove is electric. So my stove does not use gas. It uses electricity because we don't have gas here. So where I live, there is no gas. There is no gas supply. So instead, we have to use oil instead, unfortunately. So my stove is actually powered by electricity. I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. It is not environmentally friendly. Unfortunately, we don't have gas supply here. So I've put the kettle on, so the kettle will slowly boil. You might hear it. Lana says, I thought Sherlock Holmes was real. Well, you might not be the only person who thinks that because there is such a large following of Sherlock Holmes, even now, even many, many years after Sir Arthur Conan Doyle died. And yes, it's strange. He's almost become real. Mythical. Oh, I like that word. Mythical. So I think some people describe Sherlock Holmes as being mythical, a mythical character. Let's just see if we can make that lighter. Is that better? Yes. I think the problem in my kitchen today is that it isn't very light. Maybe that is better. Is that better? Can you see me clearly now? I apologise if it looks dark. Maybe I should get a torch. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee. So please excuse me. I'm going over there to make a cup of coffee. And this is a great opportunity for you to also have a refreshing drink. So excuse me for a moment. We are making a cup of coffee. First of all, you need coffee. So I have some lovely coffee here. Some nice Americano coffee. Ooh, very nice. I think actually this comes from... Where does this come from? It doesn't say. I think it is from... I want to say Colombia, but I might be wrong because it doesn't say. You would think it would say it, wouldn't you? You would think it would say where it was produced. How strange. How strange is that? So let's put some coffee. Ooh. I don't know about you, but I like a strong cup of coffee, very strong. I like to taste the flavour, I really do. This is a special kind of sugar. I use brown sugar. Brown sugar, there it is. Can you see it? It's very sweet and very delicious. Brown sugar. We also call this sugar Demerara sugar. So this is another type of sugar that is very sweet. but it goes very nicely with coffee. If you put this in coffee, it's lovely. It's really nice. And I like it. I like it a lot. Do. A little bit of milk in my coffee. I always have my coffee white. I know some people like to have their coffee black. They don't have any milk in their coffee at all. However, I always like to put a little bit of milk in my coffee. So there it is. And now all I have to do is add some hot water. And here is my secret. Here is how you make a really nice cup of coffee. And you can make it very quickly. You can use one of these. And this thing will stir your coffee. It will make it all frothy. You can have frothy coffee. So I use this as I pour the water onto the coffee. I will use this to make the coffee frothy. Nice. Time for some frothy coffee. So as you can see, I'm pouring the water, and as I pour the water, I will also make the coffee go frothy. There it is. Ah, yes. What about you? Are you making a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or maybe you are having a cold drink? Something cold. And that is it. That is my lovely, refreshing cup of coffee. What about you? Have you got your drink? So there it is. I will show you. I will bring it to the camera so you can see it. There it is. My lovely, refreshing cup of coffee. Thank you to the live chat. Oh, a lot of people saying hello on the live chat. Thank you very much. Hello, Chris. I would add cocoa to my coffee. Really? I suppose so. Yes, you can have coffee with chocolate as well. I believe it's called a mocha chocolate or mocha coffee. Noemi says, I am having my morning mate. Oh, I'm having my morning mate. I wonder what that means. What do you mean by morning mate? Do you mean your drink or do you mean me? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go back into the studio where I can enjoy my coffee, and I hope you have a nice drink to enjoy as well. Let's go back. What a busy day, I must admit. We have had a very busy day today, so far. And I still have lots of things to do as well. I still have other things to show you as well. Back to the live chat. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. For those who are watching now around the world, this is Live English from the UK, the birthplace of the English language. Thanks for joining me. So now I'm going to try some of my lovely coffee. I think this is Colombian coffee. I think this particular coffee comes from Colombia. Ooh, that is nice. Very refreshing. So what about you? What are you having? Are you having something nice to drink? Are you having a nice beverage? Something refreshing to keep you going during the morning or the afternoon or maybe the evening. Very nice. Hello to Christina. Hello also to Noemi. Also, Italian coffee is good. Oh, yes, I think so. Italian coffee. I tell you what I had last year. I tried French coffee. French coffee is really nice. I must be honest with you. I really did enjoy drinking my French coffee. Lana. Hello, Lana. Lana asks, how much sugar did you add to your cup? I had two sugars. So I had 1 spoon and then I put another spoon of sugar in my coffee. So yes, normally I have 2 spoons of sugar in my coffee. I know it's unhealthy, it is bad for you, but sometimes you have to have something that tastes nice, something that makes you feel happy. Hello also to Sassy. I think Italian espresso is the best. Really? Well, I've had espresso. I like espresso because you can drink it very quickly. So yes, I've had espresso. Jamelia. Hello, Jamelia. Jamelia is here today. Hello to Jamelia. Hello, Jamelia. Your coffee looks like cappuccino with all the froth. It does. It does look like cappuccino because I use my little machine to make the milk and the coffee mixed together, and it makes it go all frothy and foamy. I like it very much. And it tastes delicious. Drewby asks, have you ever had Darjeeling? I like all types of tea. In my kitchen, I have Assam, I have Darjeeling, I also have Earl Grey. By the way, Earl Grey is my favourite tea. I love it. I love it. Every morning when I wake up, I always have a cup of Earl Grey with a little bit of milk and yes, I have sugar in my tea as well. Hello, Camille. Hello also, Saturino again. Hello to Fung Duchung. I have just had an instant cup of coffee. It's so hot. I love coffee. When I was younger, I used to drink a lot of coffee. To be honest with you, nowadays, I only have 1 cup of coffee every day. Only 1. Mr. Duncan, please don't put too much sugar in your tea or coffee. I will try not to. But the problem is I have a very sweet tooth. A very sweet tooth indeed. What do you call the thing floating in your cup? The thing at the top is called foam. Foam. Or we can also call it froth. Froth. Foam. So when you make your coffee, you can mix the coffee and the milk together and you get foam or froth. So there is a type of coffee called cappuccino, which normally has froth on the top. So yes, that's what we call it. You can call it foam or you can call it froth as well. By the way, if you want to see captions for this live stream, you can. You can press C on your keyboard. If you want to have live captions, you can. I suppose I should have told you that earlier. I suppose so. We are looking at words and phrases connected to surprise and shock. Have you ever received a horrible surprise or a bad shock? Have you ever received news that has made you shocked? Has something happened to you that has made you surprised? Hello, Camille. Camille, nice to see you. I am watching in Poland. Can I just say, the new British passport is going to be made in Poland. So the blue passport that we will be changing to after we leave Europe is actually going to be made in Poland. I'm not even lying. I'm not even joking about that. It's true. Thank you, Ong. Yes, froth. Froth. So if you have lots of bubbles, if something is mixed together very quickly, you can actually get froth or foam on the top of your coffee. You are right. Hello, Pris TV. Hello, Pris TV. Nice to see you here with me. Very nice. So words and phrases that can be used to express shock, to express surprise. So here we go. Shall we have a look? Expressing surprise and shock. There are many ways of expressing surprise and shock. So first of all, let's have a look at the words, shall we? Shock. Well, if a person is shocked, if you have a shock, it means to be disturbed or surprised by something in a disturbing way. So we can describe shock as disturbed surprise. So maybe something that surprises you but also makes you feel uncomfortable or unhappy. So quite often when we say shock, I received a shock today. Something unexpected. And quite often it can cause you a lot of emotional upset and distress. So the word shock. And then we have surprise. Surprise means unexpected. An unexpected event can be described as a surprise. So something you weren't expecting to happen, something that came along that you weren't expecting. However, it wasn't something bad or awful. Quite often, a surprise can be something nice, something pleasant, something that makes you feel good or happy. So quite often we use the word surprise to mean an unexpected event. But of course, you can have a nice surprise. Maybe your friends give you a surprise birthday party. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. What a lovely surprise. And of course, you can also have a bad surprise. So maybe you can be surprised by something, however, it makes you feel unhappy. Quite often we will describe that as shock. So you might have something that surprises you. It creates a shock. You weren't expecting it. Disturbed surprise is shock. So you might feel shocked by something. And you can see what I've done here. So the word shock, and we can add this to the end to describe the feeling. So you might feel shocked by something. Shocked. I can't believe it. I've just received some terrible news. I feel shocked by the news. Surprised. Shocked. You might feel shook or shaken by the shock. So a shock can actually shake you. It makes you feel upset. You can't control your emotions because you feel so surprised. Shook. I feel shook or shaken, which is the next word we will look at. Shaken. So the past tense of shake is shaken. You were shaken by the news. I can't believe what happened. I feel shaken. I'm shook. I was shocked to hear the news. We can also say taken aback. You can be taken aback by something. If you are taken aback by something, it means it is something that makes you so surprised and shocked. You can't believe it. You can't believe what has happened. I am taken aback. Maybe you discover that your friend has got married to his sweetheart in secret. You might be taken aback by the news because it's shocking. It's surprising. You can't believe it. You have been taken aback. Another one, I like this one, stunned. So we can have the word stun, and if you have been stunned, it means you've been shocked. You can't believe what has happened. You are stunned. You have been stunned. Something stops you from doing the things you want to do because you are so shocked. I'm stunned. So maybe you hear some terrible news from a friend or relative and shocked. Jamelia says something very nice. Using the computer is better than writing on pieces of paper, Mr. Duncan. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So this is something I've changed recently. So now you will see that many of the things that I talk about and explain are now on the screen for you to look at, instead of using pieces of paper. So there you can see. It looks like I'm holding the paper, but I'm not, because it's inside my computer. Stunned. To be stunned by something. Have you ever been shocked or stunned by some news? I'm sure there are many moments that we can remember in our lives where something has left us feeling shocked or shaken. You might also feel staggered. Something you can't believe. So quite often, if we describe something as making us feel staggered, it means something unbelievable, something we can't believe that happened. I'm staggered to hear it. That news is staggering. Staggering news, shocking news will make you feel staggered. You're watching Live English, English Addict on a Sunday with me, Mr. Duncan. I hope you are enjoying your Sunday. Devastated. Maybe a member of your family dies. Maybe you lose someone close to you. Maybe a person you have loved for many years passes away. They die. You might feel devastated. Your life will never be the same again because of losing that person. You feel devastated by it. The death of a loved one can leave you feeling devastated. The news might be described as devastating. Devastating news leaves you feeling devastated. You might feel astonished by something. Something you hear that makes you feel shocked can also make you feel astonished. I'm astonished by something. I can't believe it. It seems unbelievable. It seems incredible. It seems like something that I can't believe has happened. Astounded. You can be astounded by something. If you are astounded, it means something that leaves you feeling very surprised, very shocked. You can't believe what has happened. It has surprised you a lot. We are now going to take a little break, but don't be too astonished. Don't be too surprised or shocked. I will be back with you in a moment. However, here is a clip from one of my lessons, one of my many lessons that you can find on my website. Yes, I have a website now. More details about that after this excerpt from one of my full English lessons. We often use the phrase easier said than done when discussing a possible venture or goal. It would appear that it is easier to say something than actually do it. But why is that? I'm sure you have done it in the past. I know I have. We come up with a big plan or idea that we intend to do at some point, but sadly it never comes to fruition. The word fruition means be made real or completed.
it would appear that it is much easier to say you'll do something than to actually do it. The effort needed to start doing something is immense. The two things you really need are determination and motivation. You must be determined and motivated. To be determined is the feeling of being resolute and strong-willed. Motivation is the force that pushes you into doing something. To feel motivated is to be encouraged and spurred on. The driving force that gets you to your goal is motivation. Without determination and motivation, it would appear to be true that some things are easier said than done. As you know, I love receiving your comments and questions, and today I would like to answer another one of your questions. This question comes from Javier, who lives in Spain, and asks, what are the differences between the words across and through? Both of these words relate to movement. To move across means to move from one side to another. As a preposition, across shows the position of movement. She ran across the street. As an adverb, across can be used as an expression of measurement. In length, the bridge is 100 feet across. The word across can also show position. He lived across the road from me. A crossword answer that reads horizontally is defined as being across. The word through means to move in and out of something. For example, if you go into a forest and come out the other side, then you have gone through the forest. So through describes the action of moving among something. To move forwards among trees means you are moving through the trees. As you move, you pass things. To move through a forest, or through bushes, or through a crowd of people. You can move through something, such as a doorway. To step from one side to another is to move through. To go through or fall through. To look from one side of something out to another is look through. He looked through the window to see if anyone was at home. To make a hole in something means that you go through or you have gone through. To inspect or study something in part or whole is to go through. I need to go through these essays and check them for mistakes. To be through means to finish or end something. The thing in question is finished and over. I'm going to tell my girlfriend that we are through. In a contest, the word through means to be chosen for the next round or heat. Mr. Duncan, you have made it through to the final. So, across relates to direction, while through tends to relate to movement and objects. Thank you for your question, Javier, and if you have a question for me to answer, then please feel free to drop me a line at my email address.
I hope you enjoyed that. An excerpt from one of my full English lessons. And yes, I did announce on Friday there will be more full English lessons made as soon as the weather improves. So I would like to go back outside when the weather is nice, when everything is more pleasant. When spring arrives, I will go back outside and I will start making some new full English lessons. Quite a few people have asked, Mr. Duncan, we want some more recorded lessons. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. So that is what will be happening over the next few weeks, hopefully, as the weather gets better here in the UK. I mentioned my website. Yes, I do have a website. You might not realise it. It is new. I launched it about 3 weeks ago, and this is my new website. All of my information and also some videos and also all of my playlists. There is actually a list of playlists on my website. So you can get involved by watching my playlists and following all of my English lessons. And there are lots and lots, literally hundreds of lessons. And of course, you can also follow me on my YouTube channel as well. For those who want to see what the address is, well, I will tell you in a moment. Also, can you like and subscribe? This is very important. I can't tell you how important it is to like and subscribe. Very important, because if you like this video, that means more people will have a chance to share their love of the English language. And if you want to get in touch, you can email me, you can follow me on Facebook. Yes, I have an official Facebook page. And if you want to send a donation to help my work continue forever and ever, you are more than welcome to. I hope you are having a good weekend, a super weekend. It is Sunday and we are coming towards the end. We are coming towards the end of February. Don't forget, this month is short, only 29 days. So March is just around the corner. And as I mentioned earlier, next month we'll see this disappear. The lovely red passport of the European Union that we use here in the UK. It will be going away and it will be replaced by the Great Britain and Northern Ireland passport, which of course is being issued as we all get used to the new thing called Brexit. Some people are happy about it and some people are not happy about it. Which are you? Which one are you? We are looking at words and phrases connected with being shocked or surprised. Here's another good one. I like this one. Have you ever been dumbfounded? I'm dumbfounded. Maybe something happens. Maybe a certain group of people vote for something. And maybe the thing they vote for is something that you were not fond of, maybe something you didn't support yourself. You might feel that the result has left you feeling dumbfounded. You can't even express how you feel. You feel dumbfounded by it. Something has left you feeling so shocked, so surprised, that you can't actually express how you feel about it. It has left you feeling dumbfounded. You might be traumatized by something. This is very serious. If you've been through a very difficult situation, if you've experienced something that is traumatic, so a traumatic thing is something that is hard to face, maybe an awful situation. So you might be a member of the military and you go away on service and you see lots of things that leave you feeling traumatized. You feel shocked, you feel disturbed. Maybe you suffer problems after you return back to the country where you originated from. So as you return home, you might feel traumatized by the things you saw and maybe the things you had to do. Overwhelmed. You can be overwhelmed by emotion. You can be overwhelmed by kindness. So overwhelmed is the feeling of maybe losing your emotions. You are overwhelmed. You don't know what to say. Once again, you can't believe that something has happened. You feel overwhelmed by the situation or the event. It has left you feeling quite overwhelmed. Here's another one. Oh, I like this one. Here is one that we often use in British English. So here is a word that means surprise or shock, and it is one that we use in British English. Here it is now. Flabbergasted. I love this word. I like this. I think this is one of the best words to use when you feel shocked or surprised by something. I can't believe it. I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. It's a great word. However, we don't really know where it came from. So there is no way of finding out where this word came from because we don't actually know. The origin of this word is unknown. We don't actually know where it came from. To be flabbergasted, you are surprised. You are shocked. You can't believe it. I'm flabbergasted. You hear something you can't believe has happened. Something has shocked you so much. You feel flabbergasted. You feel amazed by something. Now, to be amazed is not really shock. However, it might be surprise. So to be amazed by something is to be enthralled, or maybe you are really interested in that particular thing. You are amazed by it. It makes you feel amazed. The thing you look at is amazing. Maybe you see something that is beautiful, maybe a natural event or an occurrence. Maybe you see the sunrise in the morning, and the sunrise is amazing, and you feel amazed by it. Something that you weren't expecting. You are so shocked and surprised by it. It makes you feel surprised, amazed. It is amazing. Here's a phrase that we sometimes use. You can be knocked for six. If you are knocked for six, it means you are stunned by the thing that's happened. You are so surprised by it. I am stunned. I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I am knocked for six. I think this originated in cricket. I think this has something to do for cricket or with cricket. So I think this particular phrase is connected with the game of cricket. So if you are knocked for six, I think it means you just feel stunned by something. You can't believe what has happened. Brexit has left a lot of people feeling knocked for six. They can't believe it has happened. It's made a lot of people feel quite surprised and gobsmacked. Oh, I like this word. This is great. If you are gobsmacked, you are so surprised by something. I can't believe that this thing has happened. I can't believe it's occurred. I feel gobsmacked. If you are gobsmacked, you are stunned. So quite often we will use this in British English. So quite often we will say that we are gobsmacked when we hear something or experience something that we can't believe has happened. I can't believe that you've told me that. I can't believe Mr. Duncan has got married. I am gobsmacked. Gobsmacked. The word gob, by the way, can you see it there? Gob. That is a slang word for mouth. So gob is slang term. It is a slang word that means mouth. Quite often we use that in British English. So in British English, we will often say gob to mean mouth. So if you are gobsmacked, it means you can't speak, you can't reply, you don't know what to say. You are completely gobsmacked. I like that one. Here's another one, another physical one. You might be knocked off your feet. If you feel knocked off your feet, it means you are shocked or surprised. Something is so shocking. You feel knocked off your feet. Knocked off your feet. The thing that happened came along unexpectedly. You didn't expect it to happen. It has knocked you off your feet. You feel so shocked. To be knocked off your feet. We can also say knock someone off their feet. You might do something nice for another person. You might go up to your girlfriend in the park and you might propose marriage. Hello, darling. I know that we've been together for many years. Today, I would like to ask you a very special question. Will you marry me? Will you be my wife? I want you to be mine forever. And she might be knocked off her feet. She might not believe it. I can't believe this is happening. You knock someone off their feet. You give them a big surprise. The thing is so surprising they can't believe it. To knock someone off their feet. I suppose you can also have a sudden surprise. So a sudden surprise is something that you weren't expecting, once again. So we use the word sudden to mean unexpected. So you weren't expecting it. It is sudden. A sudden surprise. So again, maybe a birthday party. Maybe you go home and the house is dark. There are no lights on in the house. But as you walk into the house, suddenly the lights come on and everyone shouts, "Surprise!" You have a sudden surprise, something you weren't expecting. It happened suddenly, without warning. You weren't expecting it. It came out of the blue. I like this one, another good expression. If something comes out of the blue, it came without warning. Something happened and you weren't expecting it. Something that happened that you weren't expecting. So when we say that something came out of the blue, we are really saying it came out of the sky. It's almost as if it came out of the sky without warning. It came out of the blue. So maybe you receive some news, some unexpected news. You might say that the news came out of the blue. I wasn't expecting that to happen. It came suddenly, without warning. It came out of the blue. We have 2 more to show you before we go. Yes, I will be going in around 10 minutes. So if you want to say something, now is the time to type your message on the live chat. Something happens without warning. As I just mentioned, we can say that something happened without warning. Something was sudden, unexpected. Something that happened without you being prepared. So quite often, if we receive a shock, if we receive a surprise, quite often we like to know before it happens. Because that's why we call it a shock. A shocking thing is something you weren't expecting. You weren't prepared. It came without warning. You didn't receive any notification. You didn't receive any warning. It came without warning. The thing happened unexpectedly. And finally, a shock or a surprise can be an unexpected event. Something that is unexpected can be described as a shock or a surprise, something you weren't expecting. So, unexpected. So you can see the word expected. So expected, you are expecting. So it will not be a surprise. However, if it is unexpected, it means it is a surprise. So something that is unexpected is a surprise or shock. So an unexpected event is a thing that happens that you did not know about. You were not prepared for it. So I hope you've enjoyed those words. Quite a few there. I think we had around 25 or maybe 26 words there. So there is plenty for you to look at, plenty for you to read, plenty for you to learn from. This lesson will be available on YouTube forever and ever. So you can watch this as many times as you want. Also, you can have captions as well. So if you want captions, you can always press this on your keyboard. Press C on your keyboard for captions, and they will appear as if by magic. Isn't that nice? Isn't that lovely? I like that a lot. Thank you very much for your messages today. A lot of people joining me today. It's great to see so many people have found out about my lessons, because sometimes it is very hard to be found on YouTube because there are millions and millions of people here doing all sorts of things. So thank you very much. I am really, really pleased to see so many people here. Thank you very much. Hello, Bluesbird. There are too many new words. Well, don't worry. Don't worry. All you have to do is watch the lesson and do it slowly. You don't have to rush. So one of the things to remember about learning anything is you must never rush what you are doing. So the beautiful thing about this video is that you can watch it as many times as you want. And also you can pause the video as well. So you can pause the video. You can pause it. You can stop the video and you can go back. You can go back to another part of the video that you missed, or the part of the video that you didn't hear clearly. So there are many ways of using my videos. Thank you very much to Elvenda. Hello, Elvenda. Hello to you. Nice to see you here today. Where are you watching at the moment? As I mentioned at the start of today's live stream, we have a serious situation occurring around the world. What about you? Are you worried about the outbreak of coronavirus in your country? Now, yesterday I did something very strange, something I've never done before. And this is what I mentioned earlier. I actually bought this from the local chemist, the local pharmacy. And this is hand sanitizer. So this is something you put on your hand. I will do it now. Would you like me to do it for you now? Okay, so I will put some of this on my hand, if I can get it open. There we go. Okay, I will put a little bit of this on my hand. Ooh. Okay, I think that's enough. And the strange thing is it smells like bubble gum. And because my studio is so hot, so this particular thing smells like bubble gum. It smells like sweets that a child might eat. Very strange. So there it is. My hand sanitizer. What about you? Are you worried about catching coronavirus, or maybe you are worried about catching anything? Some people are obsessed with their health to the point where they worry all the time. They become really worried about germs and viruses and the things that are floating around in the air. They are Germaphobes. Germaphobes. A germaphobe is a person who is afraid of catching an illness or picking up a virus or bacteria or something that might harm them and make them sick. So some people do become very worried about their health, especially at the moment. Jamelia says, don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Mr. Duncan is a very good teacher, I can assure you. Thank you, Jamelia. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Big Boss. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I just wanted to say I love your videos. Thank you, Big Boss. You are more than welcome to do so. You are more than welcome to subscribe, like, join in. The important thing is that my videos help you to gain your confidence, help you to enjoy learning, because of course, as far as I'm concerned, learning should always be fun. Everything you do, especially if you are learning something, make it fun. Enjoy it. And then the more you enjoy it, the more you will want to do it. And the more you do it, the better you will get. I think so. Maria, bye, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you, Christina, as well. So nice to see almost 300 people joining us. Very nice. Hello also, Thomas Casto. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, and see you soon. Yes, I will be back with you on Wednesday. So I have a little rest for 2 days, and then I'm back with you on Wednesday. The time is always the same. You can see there, Wednesday and 2 p.m. UK time is when I am on. So all of my live streams are on at the same time, 2 p.m. UK time, Sunday, Wednesday and Friday. You can always catch me there. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined today. Anna Pika. Hello, Anna Pika. I think the coronavirus has spread very quickly. Now my personal opinion is that I think people have underestimated this particular virus. I think people thought that it might go away, or maybe if we put people into confinement or isolation, then it would slowly go away. However, it would appear to be the opposite. So a lot of people at the moment are worrying about the coronavirus. Here in the UK, we haven't had many cases. Not many cases. We have had, unfortunately, I think a couple of fatalities, unfortunately, but there are a lot of people now in quarantine. They are being kept away from everyone else, and each person is being held in isolation, so they can't have any contact with any other people. It must be awful. Can you imagine that? And many people now are having to be on their own for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of isolation. I don't like the sound of that, to be honest with you. I don't like the sound of that at all. Thank you very much to Bluesbird. Oh, thank you, Palmyra. How can I ever make it up to you? If you make something up to someone, it means you try to repay them for something that you've done wrong. Palmyra, thank you very much for forgiving me for my little mistake. It was a mistake, definitely. Thank you, Palmyra. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. Palmyra, there we go. Palmyra is now a moderator for my channel. So Palmyra, I will never lose you again, okay? I will always have you there in my live chat. So Palmyra, you are now officially one of my moderators, along with Louis, also Mika and Belarusia and Pedro as well. Yes, we've had a couple of... Oh, what are fatalities? When we say fatality, it means something that causes death. So a fatality is the death of someone. So a person dies, one person dies, we say that that is one fatality. So a fatality is the event of death one person dies. Or maybe 100 fatalities. So if there are 100 fatalities, it means 100 people have died, unfortunately. So yes, so here in the UK we have had a couple of people sadly die from the coronavirus. But here it is not too bad, not very serious at all. Hello to Palmyra again. You are now officially a moderator on my YouTube channel. Is that good? I hope so. Thank you, Jamelia. I'm going now. We are coming up to the 2-hour mark. I've been here for 2 hours. Back with you on Wednesday. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you, Valentin. Please stay germ-free. I will try my best. I have been very careful over the past few days, and now I have my antibacterial hand wash as well. I wonder what would happen if I drank this. Probably not a good idea. I don't think we will try that. Hello also to Courtney and Mr. Steve. Can you believe it? Mr. Steve is now watching the live stream from somewhere else. This is a very strange moment of time. So hello, Mr. Steve. And hello to all of your friends. I believe you are having fun with your birthday party. I hope you have had something nice to eat. I feel very jealous because I'm hungry at the moment. So hello, Mr. Steve, out there in YouTube land. It feels very strange saying hello. Tomek says, I'd love to be deleted here. Really? Tomek, really, do you want me to delete you? I don't think that's a good idea. If I delete you, then you won't be able to join in with my live stream. That would be terrible. I'm going now. I'm definitely going as we reach 2 hours exactly. Thank you for your company, by the way. We've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about shock and amazement. We've talked about Sherlock Holmes, who I am absolutely crazy about, even though he doesn't exist, even though a lot of people think he does. And also we've talked about the new passport. So soon we will be saying goodbye to this because of Brexit. We've talked about antibacterial hand wash. And also we've been talking to you as well. The most important part of my live stream is you. And I hope you will join me again soon. Thank you, Noemi. Thank you, Lana. It is time for bed now, says Lana, because it is 11 p.m. Very late. Thank you also to Irene. Thank you, Elvender. Thank you also to Zuzika. Hello, Zuzika. I didn't see you here today. Thank you for rejoining me. I haven't seen you for a long time. Nice to see you back. And, of course, I will see you on Wednesday. We will do this all over again. Also, thanks to Mr. Steve. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. I really enjoyed being here today. Can we talk about cars again? No, we can't. Sorry, Mr. Steve. We can't talk about cars. We don't have time. See you later, 2 p.m. UK time. Carl Emdis says, Jesus loves you. And on that note, I will say thanks for watching. And I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a super week. Stay safe. Stay happy. Stay young, free, and enjoy life. Because it's pretty good, really, when you think about it. And, of course, until the next time we meet here on YouTube, ta-ta for now.